Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's Journal and here is Ballistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys where Palestinian people are now all out for black people for trying to do what they feel that is best for them, and they went ahead to talk about how black people is actually the real reason why they have all the predicament they are going through. And I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
Palestinians' names out of your fucking mouth when you're trying to defend your decision for voting for Kamala. I don't give a shit. I am not here to try to persuade you one way or another. I know what I'm going to be doing come November, but my fucking God, just sit with your cognitive dissonance. Don't try to shove it onto the rest of us, all right? Palestine has nothing to do with it, because if you cared about Palestinians, you would not be sitting here saying that you were going to vote blue no matter who. No, you'd be putting these politicians' feet to the flames. You'd be demanding more. You wouldn't be saying, oh, I'm going to vote and then maybe I'm going to try to organize. You who have never organized a day in your fucking life. Just zip it, all right? Zip it. Us Palestinians, sick of hearing your shit.
Now, those of y'all who usually follow me know it is at this point where I would usually have that person's account information up here and hitting them with, is this you? But this is not going to be one of those videos because I intend no hate towards that young lady. I just want to address some of the things she said and remind her of the world of reality we live in. Those of y'all who follow me know succinctly my stance on Gaza and the 75 years of history associated with the conflict in that area. For those of you all who don't, allow me.
Excuse me right quick. I don't mean to bother you, but I need some help. Can somebody tell me why the same people who are in my comment section whenever I say that Israel is engaged in ethnic cleansing in Palestine, tell me I need to go study some 2,000-year-old quasi-mythical history from some Bible in order to understand it. But they're also the same people that tell me when I bring up the documented history of the transatlantic slave trade, slavery in America, and Jim Crow, less than 400 years ago, they tell me I need to get over it. Yeah, can somebody make this make sense in the comment section for me? Thank you. So this is some before and after video for you. Before Israel dropped 6,000 bombs into the Gaza Strip in 1 week, and afterwards. 6,000 bombs in a week are more than the number of bombs that were dropped by Americans' coalition forces in their fight against ISIS in Syria and Iraq in a month.
My stance on Israel's actions in the largest open-air prison on the planet are well documented on my social media pages. But not only that, this is from my camera roll because it is what I was doing over the spring.
So this is a public service announcement. I know how some of you all back the blue no matter what and just love your police department. Well, the police in Lawrence, Kansas need your help because they're out of water at their department. That's the only reason I can think of that police officers would become water transport individuals and take the water that was at the University of Kansas protest and no receipt for it. So you back the blue individuals, you all may want to reach out to the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department and see what you can do to assist them. And I know how you back the blue individuals, always talking about you need more context, right? So I bought a clip for you.
Those clips were to put in perspective my stance on Palestine and how far I have gone in the past in accordance with that stance, because I was talking about it and attending rallies long before 2023. And understand, I was attending rallies and standing in support of Palestine when I was clearly in violation of my parole in various states and places. So understand, this is not going to be the input of a performative activist at all. I know you mean well, but don't ever presume to talk to those of us who have suffered under the yoke of oppression in this country for over 400 years and still somehow manage to be at the forefront of every protest involving injustices committed across the world. You can elect to sit out, but that sounds like a privileged point, because the ultimate strategy is to understand the system we operate in, and while we work to dismantle it, we have to learn how to use the levers of power available to us to engage in that very dismantlement. See, sitting out is not an option, because that does nothing to move the needle on the yoke of oppression. And if we can't help ourselves succinctly, how in the entire hell are we supposed to help anyone else? But let's not be hypocritical, because some of us choose to stand in unison with you all, even knowing this history, because we realize this history is a part of the colonizer's toolbox. Some of us are old enough to remember Nelson Mandela's visits to Palestine and the support of South Africa in the face of Israel's actions against Palestine. And some of us are old enough to remember also that I don't recall seeing protests for Nelson Mandela when he was incarcerated all that time in Palestine. I have stood side by side with members of the LGBTQ community who have been 10 toes down for Palestine in spite of the treatment of LGBTQ people within Palestinian borders. And they have done so in spite of the very rights they are fighting for in this country being denied in Palestine. I think you should check yourself before you wreck yourself, especially with those who are standing 10 toes down with you, because I went through your page and I don't see you talking about the Congo, where hundreds of thousands of civilians are caught in between warring factions inspired by Western civilization's meddling and their greed. The civilians literally dying on the streets in Haiti as civil war threatens to lead to a revolution that this country hasn't seen since the Haitian Revolution, with much more bloodshed and death to the civilian population because of Western greed. Don't you dare presume to lecture us on cognitive dissonance when we are addressing the issues as best we can in Palestine, while also addressing the issues of genocide in the Sudan, another conflict I saw nothing of on your page. Now, I'm going to extend to you the benefit of the doubt and not assume that your video was rooted in a certain amount of racism. Because even at this junction, we're not just voting for us. We're voting for what we believe we will have the most input over to get the agendas that we have implemented. And those agendas still include the liberation of Palestine, while simultaneously standing in opposition to every other issue I raised in this video and what I have been protesting for over 30 years. See, doing nothing only ensures that nothing changes. And before Kamala Harris said what she did at that rally in Phoenix yesterday about a ceasefire, she said this in Selma, Alabama in March.
The immense scale of suffering in Gaza, there must be an immediate ceasefire.
You may want to be careful on who you tell to keep Palestine's name out your mouth, especially when you're talking to people who have been there from the beginning and are addressing multiple issues at the same time. Have the day you deserve.
I feel like we need to have a conversation about minority groups fighting against one another. I hate seeing Palestinian people and black people fight, especially when we could be stronger together. Do I believe that Palestinian people have every right to feel how they feel when it comes to the presidential election? Absolutely. They shouldn't vote for Donald Trump because Donald Trump is a racist, Islamophobic, xenophobic man, and to them, Kamala Harris was also part of the funding the genocide with Joe Biden. So I understand why they feel the way they feel in terms of not voting for Kamala Harris and not wanting to vote for Donald Trump. However, bashing black people because they want to go vote for Kamala Harris isn't going to do anything for the Palestinian people. The reason why so many black people are going to vote for Kamala Harris is because she's going to have policy put in place to protect us. So there's that. Now, some may say it's selfish. I can understand that. However, others are saying that, you know what, if those policies are put in place, not only is black people going to be protected, but other minority groups are going to be protected as well. I just want Palestinian people to know that black people are not your enemies. We're your allies. So please, please, please don't, make this a divisive thing between Palestinians and black people. We should be united as one and help each other out. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on this video. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments.
Keep Palestinians' names out of your mouth when you're trying to defend your decision for voting for Kamala.
And you are absolutely valid in feeling that way. You as a Palestinian woman, you have every single right to not want to vote blue, vote red, or not vote at all. You have every single right to feel how you feel. Me as a Haitian American man, I'm not going to sit here and tone police you or make you feel bad about any decision you choose to make. What I feel is the problem is that people who are big on supporting Palestine and or who are Palestinian themselves in America are not seeing the amount of people trying to tone police and make black people feel about who they should vote for during this election. That is not being talked about enough for me, and it's starting to annoy me a little bit. If black people want to vote for Kamala or decide to vote blue in general because they want to do everything in their power to make sure A, Trump doesn't get into office, and B, Project 2025 doesn't happen, then black people should be able to feel how they feel about it. Black people have been sitting here rocking with Palestine and rocking with the Free Palestine movement for God knows how long. If black people in this country are saying, hey, we got to worry about ourselves first before we help anybody else, I don't understand how no one is understanding that. I don't understand how no one is putting their feelings to the side and be like, you know what? I can see where they're coming from. And the majority of Palestinian people I spoke to, or the majority of Palestinian people that we see on the streets or seen online, they literally understand why a majority of black people are voting blue. And they're not gaslighting them and making them feel bad. So I don't understand why most of these non-Palestinian fake woke people, or the very few Palestinians that to me are anti-black, are feeling a way about black people's decision making in this election. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's not a lot of smoke for the white leftists or any non-black leftists or any non-black people regarding their decision making in this election. It's mostly everybody feeling the way about how black people are utilizing their vote for their best interests, for their children's interests, for their black wives or black mothers' interests. I don't know. That's just my take on it. And by the way, free Palestine. But there are also other genocides happening in the world right now outside of Palestine. There's one happening in Congo right now that has happened far longer than the genocide that's happening in Palestine. There's also a genocide in my home country in Haiti that's happening that people are barely talking about. So free them too.
So this creator took my video, downloaded it, uploaded it, because I have stitches turned off, and then proceeded to...
Now you done pissed me off. You know, the same way you were voicing your frustrations about, you know, your people of Palestine and this, that, and the third, he's voicing his frustrations in his own way. He's not tone policing you, but you low-key trying to tone police him. Then you went on to sit here and say, well, I blocked this creator as soon as I saw the caption. Then I unblocked him again. And then I watched it again. And I'm like, yeah, that definitely made... Girl, what? Do you know how anti-black you coming off, beloved? Let me tell you something. The only reason people are speaking up more for Palestine and less for Congo is a very obvious reason. The people of Congolese are majority black. That's why no one in the world gives a damn about them, because they're black. If the majority of the people in Palestine racially were black, you think people will go this hard for Palestine? Let's really wake it up. Let's really keep it a beat. No one's talking about Haiti. No one's talking about Congo as much as they should, because they are majority black countries. And you got the nerve in your video to make this black Congolese man look like the angry black guy because of how he's voicing his frustration is insane to me. Nobody's policing you on how to voice your frustration for the people of Palestine. How dare we even do so? Because if we did, you guys would be calling us anti-Palestinian, correct? But you get to sit here and make a whole weird 4-minute video low-key tone policing him. Yeah, you can go ahead and block me. You can go ahead and make your videos using big words, trying to say and act like you're the smartest person known to man. I don't care about none of that. You are anti-black as hell. And with my GED, I can see...
Like, seriously, lovelies, the way at which all of these things are going is just something that baffles me. Like, I don't understand. So this lady actually took to her, you know, platform to talk about how black people, you know, this and that, and she's not actually the only one. She's not actually the only person that actually come out to talk about how black people are not in support of, you know, of them and all of that, but forgetting the fact that during the course of, you know, Palestine and the way and what they have actually gotten through in terms of JNOC and all of that, that black people, you know, came out in full force to actually support, which I am actually one of the people that also use my platform, my other, you know, channel, Palestinians channel, to talk about them and the free Palestinians and all of that. And now, because, you know, black people decided that some, not even all, decided that, okay, they were just gonna give maybe Kamala a chance. Maybe she might change the narrative. At least a colored person should be there, might actually, you know, change a narrative of the way at which black people are actually, you know, treated, and all of the injustice coupled with the fact with what is happening, Sonia Mercy and every other, you know, thing that been happening. And these people, you know, decided that black people are now the problem, all because they felt that Kamala, you know, have a hand with what is actually happening. But I remember vividly well one time when I actually stitched her video talking about a ceasefire and all of that. But my own issue here is that, why is it that when black people, you know, decided that they were going to do something at least to favor them for a little, like just for a short while, a lot of people does not suit well with them? And I actually took my time to go through all of these all of these Palestinian people talking about how black people do not support and all of that. I took my time to go to their platform. I never saw any of them talking about Sonia Mercy or anything that has to do with black people or black struggle. Like, I don't get it. You people want black people to keep on supporting you and all of that, which they have been doing all this while, but because some group of black people decided that, okay, I think I'm gonna vote for Kamala because of this. Let's see if she's gonna help, if she's gonna change the narratives. But no, you guys decided that, okay, she is the reason why, of which she's a VP and do not have a hand, do not have what I say 100% thing to do, but at least she came out to voice and talk about a ceasefire. Like, I don't get it. Everyone is just getting so angry and agitated with the fact that this woman is coming on board for the political position or for the presidential position. Everyone is talking about how she has not done nothing, being a vice president and all of that. I personally, I am not disputing the fact that every other person does not have rights to vote for whosoever they so wish. Everybody's voting for their conscience. If you feel that this Trump that's gonna take you or that's gonna change the narrative, you can actually go for him. And if you think otherwise, you can actually go for it. But my problem is that enough of all of the blames. Anything that is happening is black people. Anything that is doing is black. Black people decided that they were not gonna do nothing. They just want to stay on their own lane. They will still complain. And now black people help, try to use the little platform that they have to actually use their voice. And now they decide to also do something that might actually favor them, which they are not even sure 100%. They are still angry. Like, seriously, lovelies. When I saw this, I was highly disappointed because black people, I know the way at which they came out in full force to support, to actually advocate and talk about what is happening in power. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. Like, share this video, leave your thoughts in the comment section of what you think, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.